Hey, we're over at that after show. So listen, we are going to sit over here with Mr. Jonathan. I had to bring him to the after show because he has so much insight about faith over at the table. And he is a new author, you guys. He just dropped his first book, Step Out. And I just really wanted him to tell us a little bit about the book and how he was inspired and what really brought him to this new place and endeavor as being an author. It's about faith and business, right?
Yeah, so the crazy thing about it, I never saw myself as being an author at least at this time. And I had a tragic situation happen in my life where I was on vacation, me and my wife, and we were driving back from the beach to the hotel, and we were in a golf cart, and the driver that was driving us, it started to get wet on the ground, and he pushed the gas too hard, and we fell out of the golf cart backwards down a hill.
Oh my goodness.
And it was pitch black, it was dark, and there was an SUV that was coming up the hill that almost ran us over. And I didn't know what my surroundings were. I had no idea of what was going on. And I couldn't function for 8 weeks. I was in the hospital, appointments. I wasn't going to work, wasn't at my coffee shop, wasn't doing anything of my functions, not even a husband or a father at this time. So I was basically laid up in the bed on opiate pills, really asking God why. How could this happen to me as a pastor, as a person of faith, as a person believing? And I know some people are feeling the exact same way, that they've hit something in their life where that kind of has happened too. And every single Saturday, my dad would ask me, hey, you want to preach? And I looked at him like, dude, are you crazy? I can't even get out of bed, let alone go get something to eat. Right. How am I going to get up there and preach? And he'd be like, all right. So each week he would say the same thing to me on Saturday nights. You ready? And I'm like, this guy, I'm thinking something is really wrong with my father. But then again, something happened. And so one Sunday I say, hey, you know what? Fine, I'll go ahead and do it. I was going to do it. And, I was going to be, preach from a chair. Got the service. I couldn't stay in the chair.
Really?
I started to stand up. And then I was at our other location. I said, driver, just take me to main campus. And so I'll sleep in my office or something. Got there, and God was like, I'm not done with you yet. I want you to preach. Told my dad, put me up. I preached for about an hour and 15 minutes. And by the time I was done, my whole body, from limping, I was running across the stage.
Hallelujah.
Preaching. And I think sometimes, as my father was trying to push me out there, I think some of us really need to learn how to truly step out on faith and do what Christ has told us to do. And so he told me to write the book, and so I did.
All right. So you didn't even realize when you said, how could this happen to me?
Right.
I think it could happen to you because God is propelling you closer to your destiny, right? A
So,
lot of times it's the setbacks that get us to where we're supposed to go.
And so I tell people nowadays, don't ask God why. Ask God what's next.
I like that.
Because when you ask what next, that puts you in a position to receive. And without being in that position of faith, you can't receive from God.
That's so
we all
good.
know that.
So before we close out, where can we get the book?
Step Out. It's on Amazon, BarnesandNobles.com. You also can get it on, I did an audiobook version and the ebook version, so you can get it on iTunes, you can get it on Audible. It's all across, and on my website, JonathanAMerritt.com.
All right, I like that. So where can we find you?
You can find me, my handle is at IamJMerritt on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. So I am J Merritt. Yeah.
So you said something. You said, don't ask God why, ask him what's next. So you got to this place, right? You stepped out not only out of your pain, out of, being constricted physically, stepped into your miracle through being obedient.
Right.
Then God birthed out of you this book,
right,
because that's the reward for our obedience, right? But then the question for you, from me, is, well, what's next?
What's next for me? Well, we have a coffee shop. We want to kind of, franchise them out and do some different things. And me and my wife just had our 4th child.
Congratulations.
So maybe some sleep would be what's next for me, so I can get some sleep around here. But yeah, that's it.
All right, so where's your coffee shop?
Coffee shop is in the city of Detroit, right off of Livernois, between 7 Mile and Outer Drive.
And what's the name again?
Narrow Way Cafe.
All right, I'm going to have to come over there. Starbucks can't get all my money. I'm about to go share that well. All right, I just want to thank you for coming over and having a seat at the after show, being so gracious to come at the last minute and be on the show. I just thank you, and your testimony and what you're sharing is blessed.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
We'll catch you guys next time.